Michael Lyon. I'm a brand manager for CreativeHUT, but obviously just events facilitator at the moment. I'm doing events like this. Yeah, so the workshops we're doing today, we've driven by us, is a engineering and coding workshop. So we're getting students to use a set called the LEGO Education Spike Prime. So they're going to construct cars, and they're using a bit of instructions, LEGO instructions to do so, but then they get to use a bit of creativity to make their cars a bit unique to specifications they want. And then we have set up a little course, not too complicated, and then they're going to be using some coding skills to code the vehicles to get around the track. Again, we're not telling them how to do that, so they've got to figure it out themselves. So it's a bit of trial and error, learning to overcome some difficulties they might face. At the moment on these floors, it's very shiny, so the wheels do a lot of spinning, so you've got to figure out things like, do they turn more, because it won't turn that well, do they slow down the vehicles so you can actually get the turn bit correct. And then once they figure that out, they'll have about 20 minutes to do so, and then we'll do some races. So then it's who can get from the start to finish line the quickest. And then we could give out some cool prizes at the end of each session as well. During that, obviously, they're learning different types of coding skill. We might add some sensors on if they're very advanced. But then you've obviously got to overcome a load of adversity as well, and obviously there's a good sense of accomplishment when you've completed the challenge. The benefits and obviously the good reason why you want to implement tasks and workshops like this is obviously it's what the company itself stands for that I work for, CreativeHUT. It's about being hands-on and actual. Obviously, a good benefit is one, when you get out of school, it's like obviously when you're in school day in, day out, you're in the same mindset. You've got your teachers, obviously, they'll have a lot of fantastic teachers in the school, but you get used to who you're working with. In these types of sessions, you're working with different people. You don't have to call me sir. You can call me by my first name. Obviously, I'm not a teacher. I'm someone who's running some workshops for them. It's outside that classical way of teaching, but I think modern STEM is so obviously we work in schools as well. We work helping teachers implement, so the kit they're using today, schools can actually use it themselves. It's a different way of learning, different way of thinking. So obviously having classical education is always important, but being able to mix it up into different ways of learning, so every student learns a different way. It's difficult, especially when you're dealing with kids, like classes of 30 plus sometimes in schools. It's difficult to engage every student, but having that mixture of different ways of teaching will make sure that all your students are engaged at some point, and obviously that allows them to make those big decisions, to actually start thinking about how is this relevant to them, what can they do with it, what do I enjoy, what don't I enjoy in school, and that helps them then think about what they want to do when they reach adulthood, as it were. But again, when are we adults? I'm still learning and deciding what's the best for me. So obviously for them, it's important as well. I think the wish they take away is the ability to learn you might fail at something. It's just keep trying. Nothing's ever going to go perfect straight away, and nothing ever really goes perfect. It's just learning to overcome small obstacles. It can be simple stuff, like in these sessions, as I've already talked about, is the floor's not great here for the type of cars we've got, so there's a load of wheel spin, so it's how do you overcome that. It's not going to be perfect, but it's just learning lessons, trial and error, to try and get it as best as you can. But I think that's just a good life lesson as it is anyway. Nothing's ever going to go exactly how you want it to, but it's just learning the lessons and trying and keep trying again until you get it right.